Hey everybody, this is Kyle Tucker here with another video. You might be seeing a lot of weeds in your yard right now and trying to figure out how to go about killing those weeds and getting them out of your lawn. But there are a few things you need to know about weeds and how to go about killing them. You don't necessarily need to know the names of every individual weed, but there are three main categories of weeds out there that I want to talk about today. So let's get out in this patch of grass here. I want to point out a few weeds to you. All right, so here we have a little patch of grass that has pretty much any type of weed you can imagine. We got some wild onion here, wild garlic. You can usually just pull it up. These grows from, they grow from bulbs right here underground. It's pretty hard to get them up, but I can never tell what the difference is between wild onion and wild garlic. This smells like onion, so I'm gonna say that's wild onion. But the point of this video, I want to talk about the three main categories of weeds. And we got broadleaf weeds, and grassy weeds, and sedges. So one of the ways that you can tell if a broadleaf weed is a broadleaf weed, so they're usually wider than they are long. Okay, so a grassy weed is longer than it is wide. So this is henbit right here. So let's take a look at the back of the leaves of henbit. So broadleaf weeds have net-like veins. I hope that comes across on camera here, but if you flip a weed upside down and look at the underside of the leaf, look at the veins. Broadleaf weeds have these net-like veins. It's hard to get a close-up view there. There we go. So again, this is henbit. You know this is a broadleaf weed because the leaves are wider than they are long. Hence the name broadleaf weed. But if you are ever confused, just flip it over and look at the veins on the back. So here's another type of broadleaf weed here. You see the veins here. They are net-like. Now onion and garlic, it is a grassy weed. As you can see, it is longer than it is wide, but these don't have any veins. So I want to try to find some type of grassy weed out here. We're in February, so a lot of the grassy weeds are just going to be dead. But grassy weeds have, I mean, that's hard to tell because this is just dead. But as you can see, the veins on the back of a grassy weed are longer than they are wide. So grassy weeds, they don't have those net-like veins like broadleaf weeds do. So if you can see the veins there on this dead weed here, they are longer than they are wider. So that's a dead giveaway. That's a grassy weed. So we got all types of weeds out here. Here's dandelion. Everybody knows what a dandelion is. That's the flower itself. But if you pull it up, flip it over and try to look at the leaves, you can see that the veins are growing in a net-like fashion. Again, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but another giveaway that a dandelion is a broadleaf weed right there. But you can also see that the leaves are wider than they are long. There you go, there's those veins. So they're in a net like, you got that one going up the middle there, that's straight, but then the other veins branch out from that, creating that net-like vein there. So you got broadleaf weeds, you got grassy weeds. The third category of, before I get into the third category, here's a little better example here. This is a grassy weed, and the veins on the back are longer than they are wide. So the veins are just straight up and down. I'm a horrible videographer. So the veins on grassy weeds are just straight up and down. So that's a grassy weed. The third category of weed is sedge. Now we're not gonna find any sedges out here because it's February. You see sedges in the summertime. But sedges, they fall into their own category. It's not a grassy weed, although sedges look like a grassy weed. but you know, nut sedge, some people call it nut grass, that's in that sedge category. So you need a specific product to kill your sedges. A lot of products that kill grassy weeds might not work on sedges. A good product that will kill nut sedge is Katana. That's just one of many products. There's so many products out there, but Katana, just like the Japanese sling blade, that works fantastic on sedges. Since I'm not finding any of those out here, I'll try to slip in a little video so you can see what sedges look like. But those are the 3 categories of weeds: broadleaf weeds, grassy weeds, and sedges.